And we're back from the Permian Basin International Oil Show once again. Tallybook Troubleshooting brought to you today by the Wireline Group. We're part of the podcast party here. Ken Lavin, Matt Hill, Fossil Fuel Fridays, Jason Spees, The Crude Life. So thankful for them, the Wireline Group, for sponsoring and having us down here. Big shout out to Stacy Jones for inviting me down here. She's part of the Privateers Group, which leads me to my guest. A man, a myth, I'm learning a legend actually. Jay Jordan, part of the Privateers. If you don't know him, reach out to him on LinkedIn. This interview will let you know why. Jay, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it, man.
You're welcome, Keith.
Was that a really good introduction?
I love the way you did it. And by the way, just by being in the industry this long, somebody becomes vapor or meth.
Oh, come on, man. Don't. Everywhere I go, somebody already knows you. We're pointing. You guys, that's what you guys do, right?
Well, when you have an identical twin brother as your partner in the business,
you're able to cover a lot of ground, right?
We cover a lot of ground through Privateer, and 90% of the guys we have are 50 and above. So there's a lot of experience through Privateer.
Jeff was actually on a little bit of a live stream that ended up being a complete mess late yesterday, but all they could talk about was how you were missing from the picture. So now we got just you, one-on-one. I don't know, a legend? Maybe there's like a myth. Maybe we'll call you the myth or something.
Could be a myth. Could be a myth.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where you came from. And,
raised in Oklahoma City. Jeff and I are identical twins. Jeff started with the old Western Company. I originally started with Dowell, became Schlumberger. Jeff went from Western to BJ to Baker Hughes. I've been out of the industry. Jeff and Greg Garcia, we've been talking about putting together a sorority type of gathering of a bunch of oil and gas executives that have been in the industry for a long time, more of a networking type of event. So we have guys who took early retirement packages and they didn't want to stay at home. And their wives didn't want them at home, all right? Or their husbands, because we have several women in our organization. Well, we've got 50 people in every basin in the United States, and we are C-suite access people. And we also have engineers, we have some accounting, we have any kind of service you're wanting in the energy industry. We're starting to put those groups together, and we network.
Is it more upstream focused? Is it midstream? Is it downstream? Or is it the whole kit and caboodle?
Obviously we started in the service sector of the completions model, but with production, chemicals, and the new technologies in the industry, all right, we're beginning to represent some of those. We also have formed Privateer Capital, which raises capital for disruptive technologies. And we've got 2 or 3 technologies that we are not able to speak about at this time, but we're going to be funding and help bring into market. Because we also help new companies with good ideas come to market. Our guys have been around a long time. They've reaped the rewards of service in the industry from start to finish. So now we're able to sit back. They can work at their leisure. So a company, if you hire a privateer, let's say you want to go out and hire a salesman or an engineer, but you don't want to pay the money. You go hire the privateers, you work some kind of a business opportunity with them, and the next thing you know, instead of having one guy in one basin trying to do it, you have the benefit of 20 to 30 people in all basins working together. And we may not know everybody, but somebody in our group probably does. So that's a little bit about the privateer.
I'm starting to learn it. One of them is also Janie Snelson, correct? A little bit of a mentor here who's taken care of me, which big shout out to her.
We call Janie the mayor of Midland.
Yes.
Everywhere outside of Midland, Janie Snelson in our industry is referred to as the mayor of Midland. So
yes,
I want to shout out to Janie, because Janie Snelson and Stacy Jones with Mind's Eye Advertising, and is one of our privateers, put together one heck of a show and one heck of a party for the privateer group the other night. So I just want to shout out to the two women who make things possible.
Party of the year. I was very blessed to be invited and attended, and there was a who's who on that Tuesday night party. It was crazy. I had a great time, and I'll be doing a little bit of a post of all the great things that happened to me. I'm gonna maybe save it, or you can say it if you want to.
Yeah, you won. You won
a particular item. I'm gonna do. Let's stretch it out. We'll stretch it out.
You won one of the drawings. So.
Yeah, yes, I did. I was getting a certain thing done at a time, and I'll post about that. I told Janie I'm going to have to do a whole week's worth of posting on privateer appreciation.
We had a lot of giveaways. We had 12 privateer partners involved in it, and I think each and every one of them have already been podcast by one of your team or somebody, and I know they'll be run through the day.
Yep.
So I'm not going to go out and mention all the names because I might forget something, and that just doesn't work for an old man.
And we're talking about the Permian Basin International Oil Show coming to you at Ector County Coliseum. How are the expectations? I know we're coming out of a COVID. Last year wasn't great. What are your feelings on the show?
Okay, well,
did it meet expectations? Did it blow above?
You're talking to the wrong person because I've never been to this show.
This is your first time?
This is my first show, and so I got to come down here. It's been 3 years since they'd had one. Stacy was taking care of making sure things happen, and Privateer just decided, hey, you know what? We got $80 barrel oil. We got $5 to $6 gas. It's good to see people smiling. It's good to see businesses starting to come back around. So we said, hey, let's come down here and have a party, enjoy what's happening to our industry right now with people, and make new friends.
Well, with it being your first show, just like mine, did it meet your expectations? To me, it was huge. Like, this has to be the biggest show in the last 2 years, right? Like,
yeah.
From all, you have to go back to 2019 to find something that was bigger than this. I would say.
Well, they wouldn't let me ride on anything outside, but it's kind of like the state fair with not as much food. All right,
pretty much.
You hit the
Hey,
booths,
the day's
you
getting
see
late.
the equipment.
Everybody's getting sleepy. I'm sure if you went out there, you could probably ride something out.
I'll find something with a key in it later on.
Yes, sir. Having a great time down here. Jay, really appreciate you coming down.
You bet. Thank you very much. We've had a great time, and we really enjoyed seeing you and all your people at our party.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Anything else you want to share before we sign off?
No. If you're not going to tell them what you want until later, then I'll just go ahead and let that go.
Man, you're putting me on the spot. Thank you. You must have saw me put those other guys on the spot. Now, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to save it. I'm sticking to my guns, sir.
Good. Yeah. Stick with it.
Thank you, sir. Permian Basin International Oil Show. Thanks for checking out all the videos, everybody. And until next time, that's how you troubleshoot.